Well, welcome, Facebook fans. Hey, we are rocking it today. We've got the best show of the week, maybe. I bet it is. Best show of the week. It's called The Courage to Make Your Business and Life Shine. In studio with me is Rebecca Bell Massoud. I've known Rebecca for quite a while, and I have to tell you this. She's got wisdom, understanding, a lot of courage, and she's going to be able to talk about, some of the blocks, some of the things that are stopping you from maybe making your business and life shine in ways that you've maybe never thought about. Okay, so stay tuned. This is going to be one of the most important shows of this week. So let's do it, Todd.
Voices of Courage is
Organized, full of creative ideas, or do they wonder what kind of mood you're going to be in? Are you going to be in a good mood, a bad mood, or if you're going to maybe criticize them or gossip around them or complain about them, whatever? Hi, this is Ken D. Foster. The show today is The Courage to Make Your Business and Life Shine. So what does it mean to shine? In the context of this show, we're speaking about how to be consistently empowered. And as I mentioned early on with the talking about, how you show up, do you show up powerful, or do you show up in a place where you are just kind of mediocre or just getting by, or, not feeling well, so maybe you're projecting that on someone else? Well, listen, this show is about increasing your personal power. Personal power is something we all have, but rarely do we tap into it. Why is that? Then think about this. What is that force that we have within us? Where that force of personal power, that force of, I call it courage. Some people call it personal power, but I call it courage. Where does it come from? How do we tap into that consistently? Well, I'll give you a hint. One of the key principles to tapping into our personal power is being still, getting quiet, quieting your mind, and realizing that you're not your mind. You have thoughts. They pass by your mind, okay? You have emotions, right? You might be feeling a certain way today, in this moment. 5 minutes later, if you're listening to this show, 5 minutes later, you're going to be feeling good. You're going to be feeling excellent. So it does take courage, though, to tap into ourselves, to speak our truth, to maybe try something new, maybe to admit defeat when we have to surrender to something that's just not working. But here's the big piece, because this is really what my show is about. My show is about helping you to tap into who you were meant to be. So when I think of who I am meant to be, there's a story that comes to my mind. I was sitting in the beach in Pacific Beach in San Diego back in the mid-'90s. And it was New Year's Day. I was rollerblading with my wife, Judy, a wife-to-be at that time. And we came across a young man. And he was about 5 years old at the time. And I introduced myself to him. He just had something about him. And I was right. His name was Alex. And he was precocious. He had some wisdom in him at 5. And I asked him, how you doing? What's your name? Typical little questions you'd ask a child. And then I said, Alex, when you grow up, what do you want to do? And he looked at me, and by this time, because some of the questions we were asking, we'd drawn a little crowd of people around us. And he looked at me and he looked up and he stopped in that moment, stared me in the eyes. And he says, when I grow up, I just want to be me. 5 years old. I just want to be me. So, a lot of us are going through life. And listen, I went through life. I went through life till I was about 42, pretending like I was something I wasn't. And many times, I pretend like I was feeling good when I wasn't feeling good. I pretend like I had a lot of money when I didn't have a lot of money. I pretend like I had great friends when I didn't have great friends. I pretended a bunch of stuff. And at one point I went, I can't do this anymore. I've got to wake up. I got to be truthful with myself. So when Alex said that to me, light bulb went on for me. It was like, whoa, okay, what is it that I'm going to do now to take my life to a completely new level and to really become all I was meant to be? And within a couple weeks of that experience, I was pretty clear. I was determined to make a difference in the world. I was determined to help others, empower them to become all they were meant to be, to help them master their mind. So I want to give you one of the principles that I came to realize, and that's this. If you don't like where you are today, you can change it, right? You can change your destiny. You don't have to be where you are. You can do so much if you're just willing to open your mind, open your heart, and let something new come in. So I'm going to give you the principle that I use in my coaching practice for the last 22 years to help people to generate the life of their dreams. In fact, I just did this formula with somebody yesterday, right? And she was stuck in her business, right? A lot of times entrepreneurs start businesses, and all of a sudden, they start out, things are going really well, but all of a sudden they get stuck, right? It doesn't have to be a business. It can be a relationship. You ever been in a great relationship, fallen in love, feeling so much love in your heart? All of a sudden, boom, something hits, somebody says something, does something you don't like. All of a sudden that relationship seems like it never was, right? Okay, here's the formula. Number one, you got to learn to tap back into your creative force. Dream bigger than you've ever dreamt before. Now, for some of you, you may not be visual. That's okay. Write down if you're kinesthetic, right? Tune in, feel what it feels like to have a big dream in your life, right? If you're visual, write it down on a piece of paper. Write your dream. Then second, turn those dreams into specific goals. Every day, do something that you've never done before. Every single day. That's a cool challenge. Third is really know what's really important to you, okay? If you know your values, if you know your purpose, it makes your dream come true a lot quicker because it'll focus you time and time again about why is this important to me? Why do I need to connect to that dream? Every single day, you tune into that. Fourth, decide on what you're willing to give or give up to accomplish that dream. So many of you are so distracted. You're going from one thing to the next thing, the next thing, the next. Man, slow down to succeed. Fifth, visualize the obstacles in your path moving out of your way. Visualize them. Sixth, design a plan to fulfill those dreams. Now, don't fret over what a plan looks like. A plan can be a one sheet of paper, and you can list out your steps to make this dream come true. You don't have to make a formal business plan here. But you do have to get creative. You have to open up your mind, open up your heart, and get in tune with who you are at the core of yourself. If you do that, life gets better and better and better. I have used this formula every single time I've been stuck in my life, every single time my clients are stuck. It's just you use those principles because you're opening up your creativity, you're tapping into your genius, you're starting to become all you can be. And how cool is that? Okay, well, in my next segment, I'm going to be talking with Rebecca Bell Massoud. She has a company that is helping people to change their lives, change their businesses, and take themselves to a completely new level. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
Attention business owners. The feeling of being overwhelmed, stressed out, and facing difficult business challenges goes hand in hand with being an entrepreneur. But there are solutions, and it's time to explore the possibilities. You work hard as an entrepreneur. Give yourself the break you deserve. Ken D. Foster is the business coach for you. Ken has over 21 years of experience with leaders just like you, who trust to share what is truly going on in their business and that thing called life. You're invited to set up a free confidential consultation with Ken. His wisdom, guided methods, and unique strategies will bring you to new heights and break through obstacles. Visit kendfoster.com to set up your free confidential consultation. It's time to achieve your dreams because you deserve a successful business and a balanced, happy life. Sound great? Find out how to make this happen. Visit kendfoster.com. That's kendfoster.com. kendfoster.com.
Are you feeling stuck or in a holding pattern with your business or life and you're not doing the things you want or love? Then at some point, you're going to be faced with a decision. You'll either choose to keep living in your comfort zone and risk a life of mediocrity, or increase your courage, step into your power, and forge into the unknown, where everything new becomes possible. If you're truly ready to live masterfully, then you need Ken D. Foster's newest book, The Courage to Change Everything, Strategies and Wisdom to Transform Your Life One Day at a Time. This powerful but simple guide provides you with 365 days of life-transforming wisdom, profound questions, and action steps that will increase your strength and open the doors to success. Stop wondering why your business or life isn't working. The answers are available now. Imagine if you had more courage or another chance to start following your dreams. To pick up your copy of The Courage to Change Everything, visit thecouragetochangeeverything.com. That's thecouragetochangeeverything.com.
Ready to take your life to a completely new level. If you're saying, yes, that makes sense to me, then you're listening to the right show. I want to also let you know that this show is being brought to you by Women's Wisdom, San Diego's premier networking and relationship building group for purpose-driven and soul-inspired female entrepreneurs. You can find them at womenswisdom.net. That's womenswisdom.net. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in to Voices of Courage. It's a new kind of radio show because we're not only radio, we record here live in the KCBQ studios here in San Diego, the oldest station in San Diego. We're also syndicated across the country, and we are on Facebook Live right now. People giving us likes and thank yous. We're also on we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on podcasts, 50 plus podcasts. We're all over the place, right? So you can find us anywhere. And like I said, it's a new kind of radio where we combine podcasting, we combine radio, we combine TV together, and it's called experiential radio, where we encourage our audience to engage with us in their growing their business and growing their life. And again, you can find us on the web at voicesofcourage.us, or just ask Siri, Cortana, or Alexa to play Voices of Courage podcast. And be sure to become a subscriber to get some of our weekly reports, our strategies, our gifts. All of that will help you to grow yourself. Okay, I'm so excited. Woo! I wanted to get this guest in studio for months, and I finally got her. Her name is Rebecca Bell Massoud. She is an award-winning marketing and presentation coach. She's a speaker. She is the creator of Speak to Shine. She serves thousands of entrepreneurs to grow their businesses and grow their lives. And she's got 25 years experience in marketing, communication, and branding. She was the former director of the Shift Network, and they're one of the largest online personal development networks in the country. She's worked with transformational leaders such as New York Times best-selling authors Don Miguel Ruiz, Gay and Katie Hendricks, Lisa Nichols, Marcia Wieder. On and on that list goes. Rebecca, I'm so happy to have you in studio. Yay.
So excited to be here. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, it's really great to have you. One of the wonderful things that we've gotten to know each other over the years because you've been the MC at the Women's Wisdom events for many years. Thank you for that. Women's Wisdom happens to be my wife's organization, so I always like to give her a plug. Hide out, or in the past.
In the past, that's where it was safe for me to be.
Yeah.
And so this is a little bit of my story of going from hiding to shining. And for me, what an expert hider-outer is, for example, I knew I was meant to have my own business since my 20s. And that was more than 2 decades ago.
Right.
And yet I hid out in the land of corporate. I thought it was safe there. This is where, the money is, the benefits. And I kept hoping and looking, and that next job, that's going to make me happy. That's going to be, the thing that's, going to light me up. And then this other voice was saying, no, you're actually meant to have your own business. Right. And I would try to do a few things, and it just never really worked. And so finally, I hit upon my dream job. Now I'm getting into my early 40s. Right. I think you had like a midlife around 42.
Yeah, 42 for me, yeah.
And I hit upon, this is it. This is my dream job. It's that mission-driven company, the great colleagues and boss and pay and everything was, I got to work from home. It was a sweet deal. And you know what? I wasn't happy.
Wow.
I wasn't happy. And I was working like a dog, and I was in a lot of pain, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because deep down, I knew that I was meant to be and do and have and give and express much more than I was doing.
Right.
I was hiding. I was still hiding out.
Right.
So
what happened?
Yeah, so I finally was like, I got the courage to reach out for support. I said, I need help. I'm so miserable, I really need help. So I got a coach.
Yep.
And I remember that very first session with her, she said, Rebecca, you've been helping so many other people be successful all these years. Now it's your time. It's your time. So that day, I said yes. It was actually the day after my 44th birthday.
Wow.
And I said a big, fat yes, I'm doing this. And I didn't even know what the business was at that time. I just said, yes, I'm doing this.
That's amazing. I have a client right now that when you set your dreams, right, and you set those in motion, things start to fall apart that don't support that dream, right? So and I'm thinking this client right now, things are falling apart, but they'll all come together, right? Did things fall apart for you?
Things fell apart and they fell together.
Right.
And I said yes. The next step I knew to take was to call my boss and say, hey, I need to cut back my hours. I need to really shift things at my job. Right. And I was still, didn't know what the business was. A couple of weeks later, I get one of those early morning wake-up thoughts that said, what about coaching? Yeah. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Okay. So maybe my higher self talking. And that very morning when I went to my email, there was an email in my inbox with the subject line, have you thought about being a coach? This is for you. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. So it was like these synchronicities would happen over and over. And I just kept taking these steps. And I was literally walking into the unknown.
Listen, that unknown has a lot of fears. I can tell you that for a lot of people. What were a couple of your greatest fears?
Money.
Yeah.
I mean, I ended up signing up for that coaching program, the certification.
Yeah.
It was a coaching certification program because then I realized, actually, I do want to be a coach. This is what I was born to do.
Right.
And how am I going to pay for the certification? Oh my God, I did not have $5,000 to pay for this certification. And when I then finally was like, all right, I'm going to, I put it on my credit card. That was a leap of faith. And then I went to the certification and I realized this is what I want to do full time. But the fear. How can I make this happen?
Right.
We need my full-time job. I can't just get up and quit.
Right. Right.
So that was a big fear. It was a big unknown. How is this going to happen?
Right. Right. So the how, that's interesting because I think a lot of times the how stops a lot of people from actually pursuing their dreams because they don't know how. Yeah. Okay. So did you have to let go of the how and just take steps? What did you do?
Yeah. Letting go of the how. I mean, it's a daily practice because the mind wants to come in and go,
how am I going to do this?
How?
Right.
So, but it's truly that daily practice. And I love what you said earlier about coming back into stillness, calming the mind, and asking, okay, what is my next immediate step? Sometimes that's all we know is that next immediate step. And the rest feels like blind, dark, walking in a dark cave.
Yes. Yes. That's really good. Well, listen, I'm loving this discussion. I want to know how, it feels uncomfortable to do what you're doing and, to walk that path. I know a lot of listeners are thinking, wow, this could be really crazy. Let's talk about how maybe people can face their fears, be uncomfortable, and still manifest their dreams. So we'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
Would you like to help someone in need to move from poverty to prosperity? Stars of Courage, a 501c3 nonprofit, is looking for established life coaches with experience in education and career mentorship to build confidence and create clear paths to success. Join our team of experienced coaches in a wide variety of fields, equipped with warm hearts with a passion for lifting up those in need. Our Stars of Courage. Find out how you can make a difference at starsofcourage.org. That's starsofcourage.org.
Are you feeling stuck or in a holding pattern with your business or life and you're not doing the things you want or love? Then at some point, you're going to be faced with a decision. You'll either choose to keep living in your comfort zone and risk a life of mediocrity, or increase your courage, step into your power, and forge into the unknown, where everything new becomes possible. If you're truly ready to live masterfully, then you need Ken D. Foster's newest book, The Courage to Change Everything, Strategies and Wisdom to Transform Your Life One Day at a Time. This powerful but simple guide provides you with 365 days of life-transforming wisdom, profound questions, and action steps that will increase your strength and open the doors to success. Stop wondering why your business or life isn't working. The answers are available now. Imagine if you had more courage or another chance to start following your dreams. To pick up your copy of The Courage to Change Everything, visit thecouragetochangeeverything.com. That's thecouragetochangeeverything.com.
We're back with Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster. Learn more about Ken, how to be a guest on the show, and sponsorship opportunities by visiting voicesofcourage.us. And now your host, Ken D. Foster.
I just love my guests. I have some of the best guests in the world. I have one in studio with me right now, Rebecca Massoud. We're going to be talking a little bit more about how she became an entrepreneur, how you can become an entrepreneur. But first I want to let you know this, that as a business owner, your online presence is more important than ever. People will look you up online before they pick up the phone. That's why the right image of yourself and branding of your business is vital. I've come across an amazing branding specialist and photographer in San Diego. Her name is Ann Landstrom, and her company is annphotography.com. I recommend you give her a call. She promises to give you images that will bring out the best in you and your business. That is annphotography.com, annphotography.com. If you'd like to give them a call, it's 760-610-6263, and let them know that Ken sent you. 760-610-6263. Also want to truly thank all of you that tune in on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and listening to our shows on AM, FM across the country. Thank you so much. You have made my day because I love your tweets, your likes, your show feedback, and telling me what you want to hear on the show. It really makes a big difference. So you can download all of our shows, by the way, at voicesofcourage.us. That's voicesofcourage.us. Okay. Rebecca, we're back. Fears. You're facing some of those fears. I know to be an entrepreneur. Oh my gosh. Like you said, letting go of the corporate world, then letting go of, quote, the dream job, then, stepping into being what you can, you're going to be. There's a lot of times you had to doubt yourself. What was going on?
Yeah, every day.
How'd you overcome that stuff?
I'm still working on it.
Okay, good.
It's a daily practice.
Yeah.
And yes, I've overcome a lot in those 6 years since I started my business. And, it's been a lifelong practice. But it's still, I still work at it.
Yeah.
But some of the things that I did is I discovered the way for me to leave, one of the ways that I was able to leave my job and start the business is I started getting out there and speaking. Mm-hmm. And as you know, speaking is the number one fear.
Yeah, death. Most people want to die before they speak in public.
Yes. And so I love getting, I love being on stage and everything. And it's also scary. It's like that scary, exhilarating. It's like riding a roller coaster. It's like you want to do it, but oh man, it's scary. Yeah. And so that was a big piece for me, was that I knew that I had to get out there and I'd been hiding out for so long that I needed to so I put together my very first workshop and I had 10 people. It was in my chiropractor's office. We all got to start somewhere.
You start somewhere. That's it.
And the whole front row is my family. It's like my husband, my sister-in-law, my other sister-in-law, and then my sister-in-law's sister-in-law. And it's like, that's how we get started. You start with a group of warm supporters that are there that love you no matter what.
Yeah.
And I just found that getting out there and starting to speak, and I would speak to all kinds of groups, from Rotary to Kiwanis to the Optimist Club. Then I started going to business groups and all kinds of women's networking groups. And I discovered that I could actually get clients through speaking. Mm-hmm. And like, in fact, one of my very first clients was my first $10,000 client. And I was not a polished speaker. So it's not about having it perfectly all together.
Oh, wait, hold everything. You had to give up being perfect? I don't get this. What? Was that hard for you?
Yeah, I think I'll speak for myself, and I do think that it is for most women, there is a perfectionist tendencies. I mean, maybe for just everybody in general, that it's in our culture that, this striving, and I do think I see it more with women, the striving for perfection. It's the good girl syndrome. It's like, we want to be good. I grew up in Texas in the South, and it's like, I want to be good. I want to be nice. I want to be polite. And so yes, perfectionism is a huge thing that I've had to overcome.
Yeah. So, tip real quick. How do give me one tip or two tips of how to overcome perfectionism?
The words "ship it" come up. It's like, just get the dang thing done and out the door.
Just ship it. Okay, get it.
Just ship it. And so my husband and I will say this, we're working on something, one of us, or, I'm like, just ship it.
Right.
Get it out. Like, get it done. It's not about perfection. It's about completion.
I love that. Okay, my audience, listen now, you listening? How many things do you need to ship it out of your life right now, right? Is there, maybe one or two things this week. What could you complete, ship it out, and get it done? That's powerful. Yeah, that's good.
Because then you can you get it out there, you get a talk done, you go out and deliver it. Because I work with so many entrepreneurs and speakers that are like trying to perfect that talk. And it's like, you know what? The best way for you to get better and to make it, better or more perfect,
right,
which, it's a myth anyway,
right,
is to just get out there and give the dang talk.
Right. Isn't that the truth? Yeah. So I want to let everybody know you do have a free gift you're giving away today, because I wanted to tell everybody about it. And I know they can get it at RebeccaMassoud.com. That's RebeccaMassoud.com. I'll give that out again in a second. Tell us what that gift is, Rebecca.
This is my ultimate client captivating signature talk blueprint.
Oh,
and
wow.
This is a one-page snapshot overview of the 5 simple steps to create your hot talk.
Wow. So this can now, I have a question. Okay, so if I'm not a business person, I'm just a relationship person, I have a family and stuff, can I use this talk to my wife?
Hey,
Can I use the blueprint to talk to my wife?
absolutely, because the talk is all about creating connection with your audience. So it's not, you're not trying to like sell something.
Yeah.
It's truly about, and that connection starts with revealing who you are, being vulnerable,
Right.
positioning yourself with credibility, but also vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what I believe creates connection with your audience.
I do. I agree with you. I want to give that website again. If you want the free gift, go to RebeccaMassoud.com. That's RebeccaMassoud.com. So being vulnerable, do we have to be uncomfortable to be vulnerable?
Heck yeah. Yes. I mean, vulnerability, it is about revealing, parts of yourself that maybe you normally wouldn't share with somebody.
Yeah.
And it's revealing mistakes you've made, failures you've had.
Right.
And yeah, it's uncomfortable. It does I believe it gets easier as you're willing, as you say yes to sharing those parts, because then people can relate to you.
Yeah.
They want to connect with you more. They think, wow, she's being real. She's not just showing us all the gloss and the flash.
Right.
But this is a real human being.
Real person. You brought it to me a gift today. It's you gave me this little rock, and it's written on. It's glossed over in this. Maybe it's polished. It's polished, and then it has the words "courage" on it.
In gold.
And in gold, courage in gold. Yeah, I relate to courage being gold. So, I'm going to say that it does take courage to be authentic. It just takes courage, no matter what. I want to know about how to create a business and have some fun doing it. So many people are stressed out. They just, there's, you talk to them, you'd think they'd died and gone to where when you talk about their business. And I know you have a different philosophy around that and how you created a lot of joy in your own business. So I want to talk about that when we come back. All righty. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
Attention business owners. The feeling of being overwhelmed, stressed out, and facing difficult business challenges goes hand in hand with being an entrepreneur. But there are solutions, and it's time to explore the possibilities. You work hard as an entrepreneur. Give yourself the break you deserve. Ken D. Foster is the business coach for you. Ken has over 21 years of experience with leaders just like you, who trust to share what is truly going on in their business and that thing called life. You're invited to set up a free confidential consultation with Ken. His wisdom, guided methods, and unique strategies will bring you to new heights and break through obstacles. Visit KenDFoster.com to set up your free confidential consultation. It's time to achieve your dreams because you deserve a successful business and a balanced, happy life. Sound great? Find out how to make this happen. Visit KenDFoster.com. That's KenDFoster.com. KenDFoster.com.
We're back with Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster. Learn more about Ken, how to be a guest on the show, and sponsorship opportunities by visiting voicesofcourage.us. And now your host, Ken D. Foster.
Oh, yes. Every time I hear that song, it just opens my heart. I wonder if it does that to you. Facebook me or tweet me. Let me know if that works for you too. I'm in studio with Rebecca Massoud, and she is the founder of a organization called Speak, Shine, Sell. And we're talking a little bit about business and getting some different results in your life. So, Rebecca, Speak, Shine, Sell. Do you have anything coming up in that? That I love that name. Speak, Shine, Sell. Okay, we can do this. Yes. Do you have anything coming up with Speak, Shine, Sell? Say that 10 times quick.
Speak, shine, sell. Speak, shine, sell. Speak, shine, sell.
Good. Okay, you got it.
Yes, I happen to have a one-day workshop that I
Yeah.
teach called Speak, Shine, Sell, and this is a workshop that I take business owners through the whole. We spend a day together, and we create your client attracting signature talk. So I take you from the top to the end of your talk and everything in between. We put it all together so that you can go out and start speaking next week.
That's awesome. Okay. And they can find that at RebeccaMassoud.com. Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay. That's awesome. So listen, I'm thinking about businesses. I'm thinking about getting different results in business. When you, let's say in your workshop, how do you help people to get better results in their business?
Well, it does. Speaking is a big part of how I work with my clients,
Yeah.
and I mean, there's so many opportunities. I think with speaking, infinite possibilities is what I say, because a lot of people will say, "Well, how do I get speaking gigs, or where are they?" And I'm like, "They're
They're
first of all,
everywhere.
it starts with your mindset, and
Right.
it's opening up to new possibilities, and holding that there are infinite places for me to speak, infinite opportunities."
That's good. That's good. It's interesting. Even like shows like mine. I'm not booked out the full year next year. I mean, I'm open, right? There are opportunities for people to speak everywhere, right? There are other shows. I'm sure there's several shows here in KCBQ studios that are open. Yeah, there's thousands of podcasts, tens of thousands of them right now. People can speak, and there's live events, so they're all over. Yeah. So, when people think about speaking, like we said earlier, though, they kind of like, well, I'd rather die than go do that. How do you get them outside of that? How do you help people get outside that comfort zone?
Well, a big part of it is presence, I believe. And because, again, it's not about being perfectly polished. A lot of times we think, with speaking, we get so in our heads and we think we have to say the right words. It's really not so much about the words you say when you're speaking. It's more about your presence and how you make the audience feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do teach specific practices to get in your body. You want to be coming from your energetic power center when you speak. That's one of the most critical pieces, because I believe presence precedes strategy.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, I can remember some of my being present. I was present to my shaking in front of an audience. But when you become present to it, what happens?
Exactly, because I have speakers that come, or business owners that come to my workshop, and they're, how do I get rid of that shaking? I'm like, you don't.
Yeah.
You actually don't get rid of it. You just become present to it. And so you can start to breathe, use pauses when you're speaking. That gets you really present. A lot of times if you're nervous, you start to speak fast, and so you want to slow down, pause. You'll get the audience's attention even more when you slow down. You want to feel your breath all the way down into your belly. And you can even, like I love to give people a question that you can ask yourself, just asking yourself in the, while you're up there talking, just a simple question, am I home? Am I home? Or you can just say the word home. And that automatically brings you back down into your body, into your belly. Wow. And when you come and you speak, you're magnetic to your audience.
Right. Wow, that's really powerful. So what I heard you say is to get present, and I'll just plus it. I like the words speaking truth to your fear. So you have to acknowledge it and speak truth to it, right? I remember being on stage and shaking, and I acknowledged it. Oh, I'm shaking. This is kind of interesting. And as soon as I did that, it just went away, right? Yes. But it's being vulnerable. It's being able to speak truth to that and being present with what's going on, not trying to push it away, fade it, fix it, or anything else. Just being present to it. It's pretty amazing how quick that transforms people. I want to talk about how fun we can have in our business, because I know you're all about fun and you make people shine. So you can't shine if you're not having fun. So talk to me about that. How do you bring fun into the world?
Well, first of all, I cultivate fun in my daily life. And so it's always looking. I mean, I'm having a blast here, speaking here with you, even though a part of me, I can feel my own shake, my own nervousness.
Right.
But another part, it's like, oh my God, this is fun. This is so amazing. And I love, what I've created in my business is when I left that job, it really it gave me a lot of freedom, really the freedom to set up my own schedule, to create my days exactly the way I want them. So I build in a lot of fun. I build in my yoga classes. I build in boogie boarding in the ocean, which we're so blessed to be here in San Diego and have that opportunity to just hop in the car and jump in the ocean. So things like that, and so it's working as I work with my clients, it's like we build that into their calendar. Building in fun is a way to create a sustainable business.
That's good. Do you feel fulfilled in your life? Do you feel fulfilled doing all this?
I do, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, it's truly. I feel in like so blessed to be where I am now. And to be working with clients I love and just doing work that I absolutely love.
Well, here's the thing that I want our audience to know, because I know you haven't done a lot of radio, right? This is a new fun thing, right? So, it's sometimes we just step into things that we're natural at, right? This is something that I feel like, you're very natural at it. And I think a lot of other people can use that as a model for them to go, gosh, I might be afraid to be in radio or speak in front of a group or to take a next workshop or to invest in myself. But gosh, if Rebecca can come on here and do it, anybody can. That's how I always hope that they think about me too. Because let me tell you, I where I came from and what I'm doing now, I always laugh. I'm like, really? But we work at it. We work at being vulnerable. We work at being present. We work at being fulfilled and having some fun in our lives. And I know that there are people out there right now, Rebecca, that are thinking about stepping outside of that corporate ladder. What would you recommend to them?
First off, I recommend saying yes. Saying yes to you, to your dreams, to your gifts, knowing that even if you don't know what those gifts are yet, knowing that they are there. There is a brilliance, a genius, a magnificence, a divinity that is there, just patiently waiting for you to recognize and realize. Wow. And your job, if you don't know what it is, your job is to say yes to the path of discovering what that is. And that will lead you to living the life, the business of your dreams.
Wow. You're listening to Rebecca Massoud, and you can go to her website, RebeccaMassoud.com. That's RebeccaMassoud.com. Speak, shine, sell. Take your life to a new level. Make it shine. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
Are you feeling stuck or in a holding pattern with your business or life and you're not doing the things you want or love? Then at some point, you're going to be faced with a decision. You'll either choose to keep living in your comfort zone and risk a life of mediocrity, or increase your courage, step into your power, and forge into the unknown, where everything new becomes possible. If you're truly ready to live masterfully, then you need Ken D. Foster's newest book, The Courage to Change Everything, Strategies and Wisdom to Transform Your Life One Day at a Time. This powerful but simple guide provides you with 365 days of life-transforming wisdom, profound questions, and action steps that will increase your strength and open the doors to success. Stop wondering why your business or life isn't working. The answers are available now. Imagine if you had more courage or another chance to start following your dreams. To pick up your copy of The Courage to Change Everything, visit thecouragetochangeeverything.com. That's thecouragetochangeeverything.com.
the chemistry in your mind? Just one thought. What's one thought you could think today that would change the chemistry of your life? Well, how about a thought that I'm brilliant, or I'm filled with grace, or I'm powerful? How about just one of those thoughts just today? Welcome back. This segment I want to talk about a little bit about what lights up your life, okay? And I wrote a book. It's called The Courage to Change Everything. It's daily strategies and wisdom to bring out your genius. And the reason I wrote that book is, I wrote a little bit for me, a little bit for my family, a lot for my clients, a lot just to put my message in the world of positivity, and you can accomplish what you want, stay empowered, stay filled with grace, filled with truth, filled with courage, and your life will get better. And this book helps you do that. It drips on you every day for 365 days. And I'd like to read a segment out of the day 315. Let's start with a quote. It's by Ernest Hemingway. Few men are willing to brave the disapproval of their fellows, the censure of their colleagues, and the wrath of their society. Moral courage is rarer commodity than bravery in battle or great intelligence, yet is one of the essential, vital qualities of those who seek to change a world which yields most painfully to change. Most people don't remember much of what others say, but they do remember what others do. When people watch you overcoming challenges and living the life of your dreams, it inspires them to do the same. Wouldn't you agree? All of us are shaped by people who inspire us. So why not become an example of how to live an exemplary life? You'll be amazed at how many people will be attracted to you and your success. They want to model the greatness that has come forth within you. Oh, sure, there'll be people who want to criticize you and put you down for being successful, but do you really care? There will be many others who are admiring your victories and choosing to bring forth their brilliance because of modeling what you are doing. Today, ask, am I being the example I would like to be in the world? What has to happen for me to bring out my greatness every day? And where can I improve to model an exemplary life for others to follow? And the actions? Think about what you would like to model for people around you and set up some specific goals to make that happen. A person of influence plans their day and carries out those plans until the goals are accomplished. Be that person. So imagine, how would your life be different if every day you had some inspiration that you woke up to? Everybody that I know that's successful, they don't wake up to a cup of coffee and turning on TV and running 90 miles an hour. And when I say successful, I'm talking not about just monetary success. I'm talking about success in all areas of life, in their family life, in their business life, in their career, in their relationships, in their physical life. That to me is success, when we have balanced success. So we can be like the spoke on the wheel, the balance wheel a lot of coaches use. I have it here somewhere. Anyway, in that wheel, if everything's not balanced in a wheel, like if you have spokes that are missing, sooner or later that wheel is going to collapse. And that's not what you want. You really want to be balanced. So this book, The Courage to Change Everything, which you can purchase at thecouragetochangeeverything.us, thecouragetochangeeverything.us. It's coming out in January, but you can get on the list now to be one of the first ones. If you do, I'll sign the book for you. And you can get, again, couragetochangeeverything.us. Oh, I'm sorry, .com. That's not the US, it's .com. My mistake. If you purchase that book, what's going to happen is that those one thoughts or two thoughts or that wisdom is going to change you. It's going to change your life. It's going to change how you look at life. You'll be able to see things you've never been able to see before because you're looking at it from a different point of view. You're tapping into something higher inside of yourself, higher consciousness, higher wisdom. You're tapping into that place where we all have, but few tap into it. We run around like robots. And that's no way to live. So I hope you'll consider that book. Now, listen, I have in studio with me still Rebecca Massoud, and you can find her information at RebeccaMassoud.com. And I told her I was going to ask her a question that I'd like all of you to answer, actually, all of my listeners. And here's the question. Rebecca, this is for you. What is your message to the world? Let's say you had 5 days to live, right? What would you want to tell people? What is that message?
So it's a story about me growing up. And I grew up with a last name, where I got teased a lot. It was the last name of Butts. Butts, and I see the smile coming over the face.
Well, I can think of a lot of butt jokes really quick. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the teasing that I got as a kid.
Sure.
In 5th grade, I won the spelling bee at my whole elementary school. And on one hand, I was so excited that I won. On the other hand, I was mortified because my name was out there. And that was a pattern that kept going in my life. My name kept getting in the way. And I would have all kinds of, but what if people laugh? But what if people make fun of me? But what if I fail? What if, later it became, what if I don't have the money? Or what if I actually succeed? And I literally let my butts, my name, get in the way.
Got it.
And so I've learned to shift that. I changed my name, and then I learned to really shift that. So, and asking questions. So using those but questions, but now asking different questions. But what if I am brilliant? But what if I can actually succeed? What if I am smart enough and savvy enough to run a business and make great money? And what if I really do have something to say? And what if people actually will listen?
I love that.
That's my message.
That's a great message, Rebecca. And thank you so much for being part of this show. You've made my day. I'm sure you made a lot of our listeners' day. You can pre-order my latest book at thecouragetochangeeverything.com. You can find all about Rebecca at RebeccaMassoud.com. And you can find the recordings of this show and all our replays at voicesofcourage.us. And what do I want to say? I just want to thank all of you for listening, tuning in. Let me know how this show is making a difference in your life. And until next time, live courageously and see the unseeable. Know the unknowable.